10 common mistakes kickers make when kicking off. The first one is alignment. Too many times, kickers either are too far away from the ball or too wide. I would suggest doing a 3-step kickoff with your field goal steps, then move it back to 5 yards, and that same line that you're taking to the ball, move it back. So start at about 8 yards back, 4 steps over, and work from there. Make sure that you're not too wide approaching the ball. Common mistake number 2 when kicking off. It's the line that you're taking to kick. It's a straight line. So many of the times a kicker will round out their steps or they'll come behind the ball. You want to make sure the path your steps are taking are going directly to your plant foot and then transitioning up and through the ball. Common mistake number 3 for kickoffs. It's the tempo of your steps. Make sure that you are taking 1 or 2 walking steps, a few jogging steps, and those last step or 2 is a sprint or a run. You don't want to walk all the way through your kickoffs, and you don't want to sprint all the way through your kickoffs. Think of a smooth buildup from start to contact. Common mistake number 4 for kickoffs. It's too big of a last step. A lot of the times as a kicker, you want to create power so you jump into that ball. What happens is you take all this momentum and it goes into the ground, into this leg. If you're not strong enough to control it, you can't come up and through and you lose power that way. Make sure your last step is no bigger than 1.5 yards. If you can stay compact with your steps, you'll transition more of that momentum through the ball. Common mistake number 5 for kickoffs. It's the plant foot. Majority of the time, we're either too close, so we can't lock this leg straight. We're too far, so it's going off of our toe. And then the next is how deep it should be. It all depends on how fast your leg is, so that's why the virtual coaching is helpful to identify individual keys for you. But for most people, off of a 1-inch tee, I think the middle of your foot, the ball of your foot is where you want to go. To have that ball propped up with the middle of your foot or the ball of your foot at the ball will allow for better height and distance on your kickoff. Common mistake number 6 for kickoffs. It's transitioning the weight of the plant foot. Too many times when we step with our plant foot, the ball of our foot or our toe hits first and it stays in the ground and this knee gives out. It makes us lower and shorter and keeps our hips back. That takes away a lot of power. Make sure you're coming in with your heel first and rolling up to your toe. We want to transition our weight up and through as quick as possible. Anytime we stay in the ground too long, we're losing power. Common mistake number 7 for kickoffs. It's the crunch, body position. Make sure that you're not taking this off arm or this shoulder and crunching down to swing harder. You want to open up this chest as much as possible to stay long and tall to have more torque and more power through your swing. Whenever you crunch, you keep your hips back, and that's a lot of potential power you take away from your swing. So stay long and tall through your swing, take out the crunch until after the ball is gone. Common mistake number 8 for kickoffs. It's the lockout of your leg. A lot of the times as a kickoff, we're trying to swing so hard that we swing with our hips and our knee never locks out straight, flexing that quad. Make sure when you're coming through with contact that your leg is simultaneously locking out, putting pressure and weight on that quad, striking that ball. Anytime you swing without locking out that leg, you're losing power. Common mistake number 9 for kickoffs. It's the lockout of the foot. A lot of the times we swing so hard and we generate power from our hips, our toe comes up. So when you swing, this toe comes up, we're swinging around or underneath it, we're getting that fast rotation. Make sure that ankle stays locked and it stays down more, so we're putting more pressure, more power on that quad. When we bring our heel down or our toe up, we're using our hip flex and our growing more. We want to use more of our quad on kickoff. So make sure that toe is down and rock solid through the swing. Common mistake number 10 for kickoffs. It's the follow through. The biggest thing that you want to make sure you do is that you keep that follow through where you want that ball to go longer. Too many times when we swing up and through, we break our knee and we bail out off to the left. You want to make sure at contact you stay straight and up and through towards your target longer. Make sure your follow through stays straight.